Hello and welcome to this edition of the Policy Bazaar show. I'm Vivek Law. Joining me today is Santosh Agarwal, the Chief Business Officer at policybazaar.com. And today we are going to talk about COVID-19 and how the insurance sector can embrace the digital transformation that COVID-19 is bringing with it. Thank you very much, Santosh. It's always a pleasure talking to you. My first question to you is, for many, many years, we've all been trying to educate people about the importance of getting themselves insured. Do you believe that because of this, very, very difficult situation, the fear of loss of life that we are all living in because of COVID-19, there is a push that people are seeing in terms of getting themselves insured?
So we're seeing a lot of traction for both the term insurance and health insurance, and this is largely driven by the current COVID situation, where the fear of health and the fear of life has become center stage in people's mind, and a lot of people who are otherwise sitting on the fringe and not really protecting themselves through these insurance products have now started to come in. The traffic has moved up, so we're almost seeing 30% higher demand. It's also translating into faster sales because the buying cycle kind of have shortened, where people aren't really procrastinating anymore. Once they've kind of understood the product, we are seeing people going forward, making payments and getting their policies issued. So what we're currently seeing is that the cushion that one needs to protect themselves, especially in terms of health insurance and term insurance, both of these products have seen a lot of demand.
You've been, Santosh, a great believer of getting term insurance from a protection point of view. Let me ask you this, and I know we've talked about this in previous episodes as well, but it's worth reiterating to people who are watching us at this point of time. How much term insurance does one need? Most of the advertising that comes around from the industry talks about a 1 crore number. Now in insurance, it's never a case of one size fits all. So what is your advice to people who are looking at going out and finally buying themselves protection insurance? How much term cover that should they be looking at?
See, the 1 crore number seems to be a sweet spot, and a lot of people opt for a 1 crore cover because in India, I think being a crorepati is what is an aspiration for a lot of individuals, and that's why the 1 crore number kind of fits in. But that's not really how one should look at the sum assured or the protection level that one should have. Depending on your age and your income, your liabilities can be different at younger ages and different as you grow old, and also your income levels change. So the right way of going about how much cover you need should be a multiple factor of your income. So essentially, as a thumb rule, if you're lesser than 40 years of age, you should try and go for a 15 to 20 times cover of a multiple of your income. So essentially, if you earn say 10 lakh rupees, 2 crore should roughly be the cover amount that you should look for. And if you are greater than or more than 40 years of age, then 10 times could be a good measure. So if you earn 10 lakh rupees and you're more than 40 years old, 1 crore could be a good number. So I think multiple of your income, depending on where you lie in the age bracket, you should opt for the cover.
Santosh, how has the claim settlement process been on the digital side? Has the ability to settle claims quickly, the regulator has been very, very progressive on that front in terms of telling insurance companies that in times like this, you must not delay at all the claim settlement and push it through quickly. How has that played out in the digital domain?
So the entire process has been made digital, Vivek, and the regulator has been very, very proactive, and the insurance companies have been very forthcoming in this COVID event, and all companies have a full digital claim processing way of dealing with the claim. So you can go to any of the company's websites or on pulsebazaar.com, and you can apply for a claim. So the claims form, the forms are available. You just need to download those forms and fill those out and upload those forms along with certain documents, the list of which is available digitally. Once those documents are uploaded, the claims unit will assess the claim, the validity of the claim, and once that's established, the money is actually transferred to the customer in his bank account. And the process is, in health insurance, we've seen that there are claims being settled in less than 24 hours, and in the life insurance space, it takes about 2 to 3 days for the claim to be settled. So the entire process is digital and very, very customer friendly. Also, all life insurance companies proactively came out saying that all life insurance contracts that are written will cover COVID. So that was one notification that came from most insurance companies, and the regulator also brought out a few regulations or notifications rather to help customers in these times by saying that there will be a grace period of 30 days for people to pay premiums in health insurance. People who've bought health insurance already in this financial year, they could pay their premium in installments instead of paying it at one go. So I think a lot happened in the insurance space to give customers comfort, both in terms of renewing their policies, in terms of buying new policies, and also in terms of claims.
Santosh, while you are a digital-only company and the biggest distributor in the online space, but if I look at the entire industry in totality, digital as an adoption was still in its early years, if one may say so. Considering the fact that we are all in lockdown now and has been over a month now, how are you seeing companies, how are you seeing the whole engagement with customers on the digital side? Is that explaining why certain companies are doing very well and certain are not? It's about anyway right now, all digital, isn't it?
Absolutely, Vivek, you're absolutely right. So pure digital, by pure digital, which is what we do, we mean the customer's access actually right from the cycle, the whole cycle of the customer reaching out to you and leaving an inquiry and then you closing the sale, and the whole process that happens after payment, which is the document processing and the medical, which can happen over a teleconsult now. So the entire process when happens digitally is actually what we call digital, and that used to be just 3-4% of the industry. After lockdown, even the physical distribution channels like agency and bank have been forced to move digital. Some of the application processes were digitized, and people didn't really need to sign a physical proposal form. That had migrated to people filling out an online application and submitting it through an OTP. But some of the processing legs, which is the need of a physical medical test, some of those still exist. So though the buying journey has moved to digital, some of the processing part is still not really digital, and hence the overall numbers for the industry look much lower. But what is interesting is at least from a regulator perspective, the regulators really helped in ensuring that people are able to buy insurance, and the need of a physical wet signature where somebody needs to physically sign on a form, that has gone away. So people can apply for insurance from the comfort of their homes.
Time for a quick break here on the Policy Bazaar show, but when we get back, we talk more about how digital could change the insurance sector forever. This week on the Policy Bazaar show, I speak to Santosh Agarwal, Chief Business Officer at PolicyBazaar.com, and we discuss COVID-19 and the digital transformation of the insurance sector. So are you saying, Santosh, that right now you're able to provide a completely digital, seamless kind of a process for somebody who wants to buy term insurance? No need to sign any document, no need to visit any laboratory for a check. Are you saying it's all completely digital and it's working fine?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Vivek. So for our digital customer, which is any which ways, the kind of customer that we used to get, is slightly more affluent, we've been able to migrate the entire process, manage the entire process remotely. So once you apply for a life insurance cover, we are able to ping the bureau and a credit bureau and kind of check what has been your credit history, how much do you earn, etc. And that's a good indication of if you've taken care of your financial health, you'll also take care of your medical health, and that's is a good surrogate of how your health status is. And we are able to offer people the cover without the need of a physical medical test at all. And for some people who do share that they have undergone some surgery, or they've had some health complications, we are able to arrange a teleconsult over a telephone with a doctor. And if required, the teleconsult can turn into a video consult, and the doctor can actually look at you through a video and assess your health condition. And basis that, we are able to issue a life insurance policy of almost up to 2 crores.
Do you foresee this continuing even once the lockdown is lifted? Because once customers get familiar with the fact that they can, sitting in their homes, go and get themselves a policy, why would they perhaps in future want to go down the more difficult path of stepping out, visiting a doctor, getting checks done? Do you think this will become the new normal as far as the insurance sector is concerned? And what could be the implications of that? How disruptive could this be?
I think this will stay, Vivek, for a while, and we are encouraging both all insurance partners to kind of look at this way of operating as the new normal, even after the lockdown is over, because I think social distancing will become part of people's behavior for some time, and it's going to stay for some time, and it's probably going to stay for at least the next 6 odd months. And we should prepare ourselves and adapt ourselves to this new normal. And why not, if we are able to assess what we need to assess remotely, and this kind of helps everybody in the chain, right from avoiding customer the hassle of visiting a medical lab to get himself tested. It also saves costs for the insurance company, and as long as they're able to evaluate the risk as the way they used to in the past through a blood sample, if that's the quality they are able to still maintain through a video check or through a teleconsult, then why not? The only restriction that we probably see is that this process may allow people to buy covers as large as up to 2 crores. But anybody who would like to buy larger covers of 5 crores or 10 crores will still need a physical medical test. And that may be the only prohibition, where large covers may not be available for people to buy, so they may have to buy covers of up to 2 crore. But I think given the current situation, that's the recommended way.
About a couple of months ago, Santosh, there was a talk about tariffs going up from mid-April because of reinsurance rates going up. Is that something that has played out, or because of COVID-19 that is something that is on hold right now, and the whole pricing structure is being re-looked at, as you just said?
So that pressure had already built in, and the pressure, just to put things in perspective, a person is, say, in a country, if you were to compare prices in India versus prices in Singapore, the prices in India are cheaper than prices in Singapore, and that can't really be the case, right? Because the lifestyle and mortality rates of Indians is obviously very different from people living in Singapore. So that wasn't obviously the correct pricing, and that had to change, and that would have changed in March itself. And companies did try and take the burden on themselves. Though the reinsurer had increased price, the companies tried to adjust and take that hit on their margins, and they did, instead of the new prices being launched in March, they were mostly launched in April. So mid-April is where 3 large private insurance companies changed their prices on term, and the new rates have gone live. They're expensive almost by about 20-30%, depending on age. And there are another 2 insurance companies which are going to change prices very soon.
To take an example of, say, a 25 or a 30-year-old, term insurance is not something that is very expensive. So just to put it in perspective, do you believe that even today, for a 25 or a 30-year-old, it is fairly affordable, and that it makes sense to go out there and get yourself a term cover, even though the prices have gone up by 20 or 25%, as you said?
Absolutely, Vivek. If a term insurance cover for a 30-year-old for 1 crore cover, if the cost was, say, roughly about 500 rupees a month, now the cost is only 600 rupees a month. So it's only 100 rupees more for a 1 crore cover monthly that you need to pay. So when you break it down on a monthly level, it really doesn't make a lot of difference to the consumer's pocket. So it's as affordable, and because it's available on like a monthly mode, 600 rupees or 700 rupees a month for a 1 crore cover, I think this is an absolute steal still.
All right, we come now to our segment, Myth Buster. The myth that we are seeking to bust today is, if I don't go through physical medical tests while buying my policy, underwriting and issuance of the policy might get delayed. Is that a myth, Santosh?
That's an absolute myth, Vivek. You can today buy a life insurance policy, and once we kind of check your risk through different ecosystems that are available, whether it's credit bureaus or whether it's IIB. So there are different ecosystems that provide information about a customer's risk, and once we see that the risk levels are low, and you can go through absolutely without a medical test at all, and if we do see some risk levels, teleconsult and a video consult is good enough. And some of these, because all of these are digital mechanisms, these reach the underwriters quickly. They're able to see, take a look at these and issue the policy in straight 3 days. Whereas when you go for a physical medical test, it takes time for somebody to collect your blood samples, process them, for the reports to go to underwriters. So that whole time that used to take for companies to kind of issue a policy, which used to be roughly 7 to 8 days, is actually come down to about 2 to 3 days. And once a company issues a contract to you, they will hold by the contract. So the promise of paying claim stays as is. There is just absolutely no difference there.
All right, we have a question here coming in from Rajiv. Rajiv is from Ahmedabad. His question is, I'm 28 years old and married with no kids. I'm working with the state government and my salary is 6 lakh rupees per annum. Recently, I bought a Max Life Online Term Plan Plus of rupees 1.2 crore sum assured. It also incorporates Max Accidental Rider and Accelerated Critical Illness Rider of 25 lakh rupees each. Now, I'm planning to buy a medical insurance family floater plan which provides around 20 lakh rupees coverage. Should I remove Accelerated Critical Illness Rider from my term insurance policy, as the accelerated option is not providing any additional coverage, that is, claim provided by it will get subtracted to the base sum assured and my base policy coverage will reduce if the claim is paid? A long question, Santosh, but what's your answer to this?
I think you should not remove the critical illness benefit, because health insurance, which is an indemnity plan, will be able to take care of hospitalization expenses, and those that the reason of hospitalization could be anything. It could be just a flu, or it could be any severe disease, right? But a critical illness, when one, for example, let's take cancer. If God forbid, if one contracts cancer, then the cost of cancer treatment may be much beyond the 20 lakh health insurance that you've got, and that may not really suffice. That is why it's good to have a critical illness benefit that takes care of severe diseases, because the cost of treatment there could be very high. What you could do is, once your income levels change and once your liabilities go up, which is once you get married, and I'm sure with 5 years hence, your income levels will be very different. You could supplement your term cover with another cover of maybe 1 crore, and that should provide adequate cover, and it will provide a wholesome protection both from hospitalization, from critical illness, and from a term perspective. So I would say just wait for a couple of years and just buy another cover of maybe 1 crore more.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you very much, Santosh Agarwal, for joining me. We live in difficult times. Thank you for taking time out to reassure people that all is okay with their insurance policies, and also to guide them in terms of how, if they haven't, they must go out there and get themselves a term insurance policy. Thank you, Santosh. Well, that's all the time we have in this edition of the Policy Bazaar show. We'll be back next week with lots more. Thank you, and keep watching Republic TV.